So this is our podcast.
It is.
I had a moment of inspiration. I was probably on the toilet.
Probably.
And I came up with the best podcast name ever.
Which is?
The Post-Mormon Potluck.
Which is perfect.
It's going to be random. Some things are going to be delicious.
Some things might not be so good.
Some things might be downright disgusting.
Some things you might want to avoid, but your mom will be like, just try one bite. You might like it.
Yeah, try one bite
Did that get dirty? I don't know.
That Jell-O with the carrots in it. Green Jell-O. It's green Jell-O with carrots. I assumed this, I don't know, because Mormons are disgusting.
Speaks from experience. It's okay.
Well, okay, the green Jell-O with carrots is like, to me, it's like a Mormon urban legend. Because I've never actually seen it.
But you've heard stories
I've heard
of it.
tale. And so someone commented, because we have an Instagram, ExMo_NeverMo, because Diana's a Never Mormon.
I am. But I'm fascinated.
She is fascinated.
I am.
Which is fun, because it gives me someone to talk about weird stuff with.
And then she tells me about podcasts, and then I listen to them, and then they talk about things, and then I have to message her in the middle of the workday and ask her if the Liahona was real.
Yeah, it was like a GPS device.
No. Pass. Anyways.
So you don't think God invented GPS and left it outside of Lehi's tent?
No.
Should we discuss my favorite Book of Mormon scripture?
We should.
And my father dwelt in a tent. That's it. I don't know. I know it's in First Nephi. I don't know anything beyond that anymore.
Who is the father?
Lehi.
Okay.
It's Nephi's father.
You talk like I know who Lehi and Leaf.
Maybe we should troll the Facebook missionaries and get you a free Book of Mormon, and then you can read it do a book report.
I don't want to talk to them in person, though. Can they leave the Book of Mormon under the doormat? And then I can contact them with questions.
You might be able to just get one mailed to you.
Mm.
I mean, they'll probably try to, follow up with you, but, just mark them as spam in your email and you're probably fine.
But I don't answer my door, so...
Yeah, there is that.
We listen to ex-Mormon podcasts.
So many ex-Mormon podcasts.
And they make us happy.
They do.
And so we're starting our own because we think we're funny.
Oh, I think we're fucking hilarious.
Well, yeah.
We should probably warn people this will probably be a little explicit at times.
Probably.
I left Mormonism and learned how to cuss like a sailor.
I'm proud. I was never Mormon and I've always cussed like a sailor, so.
We're both very ladylike.
Very.
We're good friends.
We are. We've known each other for...
I think, when did we meet? Because, I feel like I met you at one of our mutual friends' birthday parties before you went to school with us.
Probably.
8th grade?
So somewhere in there, probably around the 13, 14 age mark.
Yeah. Well, 14, 15 for me, because I was...
Yeah.
My mom loved me so much, she kept me home for an extra year before she sent me to kindergarten.
My parents were so sick of me, they made me go right away. We're August babies.
We are.
Our birthdays are...
They're a
day.
Well, a day apart.
But a year apart.
Different years. We need to use the calculator thing on the computer and figure out how far apart we are. Did we decide we were a day less than a year apart?
I don't know. So long story short, we're basically the same age. We basically have the same birthday.
Mm-hmm.
We've got basically the same hair color. We're basically the same height. People on Instagram seem to think we're one person.
Yep.
So whatever.
We're a pretty lady.
We're
from the guys trying to slide into our DMs. I wish I had the balls to troll these guys, but I don't. I just block them.
You should have the balls because it's funny. Or you could just respond with, Mormon Jesus says I can't talk to strangers.
Please, dear Mormon Jesus, whatever you do, don't send me dick pics.
God.
I grew up Mormon. I quit going to Mormon church when I was 25. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Because you were old and single.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So,
or unmarried.
Well, I was unmarried.
You
I
weren't
was
single, but
having lots of sex back then.
You had to stop going to Mormon church because...
I felt guilty about it.
Guilt and shame.
Yeah, the Mormon guilt and shame are real.
I feel like we should almost have a little button that makes some type of sound every time there's guilt and shame.
Where's the goat? We have a YouTube channel. We've decided to branch out to podcasts because I decided I'm more of a podcast listener than a YouTube video watcher. So I'm hoping that people we found the goat. We called him our bishop on our YouTube videos. That's the goat. You can't see him, but that's the Mormon guilt and shame goat. I mean, I feel like the Mormon bishop should have guilt and shame for asking 11-year-old girls if they masturbate. These are men, of course. We should probably clarify.
Considering if you were a non-Mormon bishop and you were to ask an 11-year-old girl if they masturbate, you'd get arrested.
Yeah, there is that.
Like, oh, no, Uncle Timmy can't ask you that question. Hello, police. Versus, go talk to the bishop. He's going to ask you some questions. I mean, I don't speak from experience, so I don't really know what goes on. But,
I mean, I had some worthiness interviews. Most of them were fairly, like, I think most of my bishops pretty well followed the list of questions and did not deviate from it.
Oh, no freelancing.
I mean, if you did something bad and went to confess, that was kind of a different...
Well, that's a different set of questions.
Different, yeah. How many times? I don't think it matters how many times I had sex with my boyfriend. The point is we did it. Now forgive me, damn it.
No sacrament for you.
Oh, I just never went back. They were going to have a disciplinary council and I never went back.
Oh my God.
Well, and I was a girl, so it was just going to be the bishop and his 2 counselors, because I'm not important enough to get the stake president and the whole high council.
From somebody who's never been to Mormon church, that sounds real culty. The president and the high council.
Well, and then, here's the thing, I was so brainwashed into it, I couldn't, understand why my boyfriend was mad at me that I wouldn't confess. Oh, wait, because our sex life is personal and private in between us.
But at the time,
I was maybe a little brainwashed.
Born Mormon?
Yeah. My parents were married in the Dallas Temple June 1st of 1985.
Mm. And you were born
August of 86, so I was conceived well after their marriage. At least enough after their marriage to not,
Yeah.
raise suspicion.
A conversation.
15 months later, okay?
Yes.
My parents conceived me before their marriage. My mom's an elephant.
Right. And I've seen your mom, and I don't think she has a 2-year gestation period, so... Did you go from the premortal existence, then?
To my mom's uterus?
Since the covenant was a thing that you were under?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were singing songs in space, and then you got sent down the chute to be born? That's from
Saturday's Warrior is a frightening movie. Mormon theology is weird. I didn't realize it was weird until I learned about other people's theologies. And I'm like, I like yours better.
You're like, wait, yours doesn't have planets.
Yeah, Mormon God has a planet called Kolob. There's a song about it.
Is that the high one?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
Good.
It's actually, musically, it's a cool sounding song.
It's just
because it's in that weird 6/8 time. I think it's been a long time since I've had anything to do with music, but it's in a weird da 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 da
How was your Mormon childhood?
I mean, my Mormon childhood was pretty normal.
You got to be 8.
Yes, got 8. Got to be 8.
Was it great?
I mean, so growing up in Wyoming. Well, I lived in Wyoming until I was 12.
Where were you born?
I was born in Illinois. My dad was in the Air Force.
Okay.
So I was born in Rantoul, Illinois.
Good Lord.
Lived there for 6 months. Don't remember the place. And then what? Well, it's not top secret, so I can tell you. My dad was in the Air Force. He did missile maintenance. There's only 2 bases in the whole country. Airmen. Is that what we call Air Force guys?
So. Yeah.
Groups of airmen. Squadrons. I think they're squadrons. That work on the type of missiles my dad was trained on. So his options were Cheyenne, Wyoming, or Minot, North Dakota.
Oh, God. Cold or cold?
Cold and colder.
Yeah.
I mean, Cheyenne's miserable, and Minot's just as miserable, but 10 degrees colder.
Yeah.
And for probably a few months longer, so I don't know.
Mm-mm.
So the whole time my dad was in the Air Force, we were in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Huh.
And then we moved to northern Idaho.
What years were you in Cheyenne?
Cheyenne
How old
was,
were you?
6 months to 12 years old.
Okay. So I lived in Wyoming the same time you lived in Wyoming briefly.
Fuck. We really are the same person.
Except we were in Gillette.
Oh, Gillette's a hellhole, too.
Yeah.
Is there mining in Gillette?
Yeah, coal.
Ah.
My dad worked for a coal mining company at the time. If I can ever find it, I'll find a sweet picture.
Can we watch Coal Miner's Daughter now? I've never seen it.
Well, he wasn't the actual miner. He was an engineer.
Well, I know. Your dad, is a highly educated man.
I just thought I'd bring up another similarity we share from life.
And Diana, for a long time, was the only person I knew who had been adopted as a baby. Diana did the creepy DNA test that I refused to do. We decided people say we look alike. So we decided that somehow, somewhere in our southern white trashy roots, we're related.
Probably.
It's a real possibility.
It could be. All of my ancestry is south.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine is too. Even like my dad's family that was like Mormon pioneers. Before that, they were from the south.
Oh, good. Before they were Mormon pioneers.
Yeah. Before they became insane and joined a cult.
Oh, that. Anyways, you're baptized.
I was baptized. Yeah, I told you this was going to be random.
Hell yeah.
People. So I got baptized when I was 8 in Cheyenne, Wyoming, in the stake center there. I was baptized with my little friend, Blake. Blake was exactly a week older than me. And our parents were good friends, so we got baptized together.
Wow.
I mean, not like...
Yeah.
I don't know I think I got baptized first, and then Blake got baptized right after me. But they didn't unlock the door to the font on the girls' bathroom side. Because the way the fonts are in, like, not the cow pools in the temple, but, like, just the regular boring font in the stake center.
Okay.
There's a door into the font from the girls' bathroom and the boys' bathroom.
You go put on your cool outfit.
Yes. You got, like, a changing room. And so they didn't unlock the girls' side, apparently. They just thought Blake was getting baptized. I don't freaking know. So anyway, I had to go through the boys' bathroom, and I was terrified. And I remember, like, closing my eyes because I didn't want to see a wiener or something. I don't know why I closed my eyes, but I remember distinctly closing my eyes.
Didn't want to see a tinkle?
Yeah. I mean, I went, like, my dad was with me when we, went through the boys' bathroom. Like, I'm pretty sure he's like, hey, is everyone decent or something, before we, I don't know.
Good.
Weird memories,
Yeah.
Being 8.
Then you got dunked, because Mormons are dunkers.
Yes, Mormons do a full immersion baptism. We don't sprinkle.
Is the baptism in front of people? Or is it just like...
Yeah, it's usually, like, people from church, mostly, like, family. Like, I know my dad's parents came, and my mom's dad, my grandpa, came to my baptism. And then I think, like, the bishop's usually there, and the primary president. Yeah, I think it's mostly just,
but
like...
it's not like one of those weird big commercial churches where they do it in front of the whole service?
No, they don't do it in front of the whole... I mean, the whole congregation could come if they wanted to, but let's face it, most people have more important things to do, because they don't do them on... Well, I think sometimes they do them, like, on Sunday night. But I think because we had family coming in from out of town, I feel like mine was, like, a Saturday afternoon or something, like, random. Like...
Yeah.
Like, other people have lives. Like, I think it was mostly, like, Blake's family and my family, and...
Yeah. So was Blake's baptism more important than yours because he's a boy?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, I think they probably just forgot I was getting baptized because I'm not the most memorable of humans, I guess. I don't know why they didn't unlock the girls' side. They probably didn't think about it. I mean, who knows?
Who knows?
Because chances are the guy who went in early to fill the font was a dude. So he went down through, went through the boys' bathroom and turned on the font, and then went back out the same way he came in and left it unlocked and didn't,
Yeah, probably.
No, I mean, at baptism, there's not much difference between boys and girls.
What age do the boys become more important?
12? 12.
Okay.
Well, now I think they're letting them get the priesthood the year they turn 12. So, like, January 1st of the year you turn 12. So 11-year-old boys have more authority in the Mormon church than
adult women.
Yeah.
That's not sexist or anything.
No, not at all.
How was the rest of your Mormon childhood?
So then, when you turn 12, as a girl, you go into Young Women's. Young Women's was, like, all right for the most part. It kind of depended on, like, who was in charge, if Young Women's was cool or not. Like, I had some Young Women's leaders that were cool.
Yeah.
I had some Young Women's leaders that were, sorry, but the world's biggest bitches. One yelled at me at girls' camp one time. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Well, and my mom was at girls' camp, too. Like, my mom was, like, one of the girls' camp leaders or something. So I'm like, why are you yelling at someone else's child? Yeah, Yeah, my mom still doesn't like that lady. It's hilarious.
That's good.
They still go to church together. My mom still can't stand her. But I feel like being yelled at was better than the youth leader who used to sing me the Sally the Camel song every time she saw me. Sally the camel has 5 humps. I don't think you should sing about humps to 13-year-olds. It's fucked up.
In case that was muffled, I'm laughing behind Warren Jeff's book. Just side note. That's in my lap. But
So should we go on from young women's into what a single adult? Well, ours was a branch, but most places they're wards.
you got a whole branch? Or is that smaller?
No, a branch is smaller than a ward.
Whatever. I don't know.
So we had, where we live here, there's a singles branch that covers 2 stakes of young single adults. Because there aren't really, in our town, there's not like major colleges. Like we have community colleges and like extension of state colleges. We don't have.
So you don't have the whole plethora of single Mormons looking to marry.
Right. I did the singles branch thing for a while. By the time I turned like 21, I was too old for most of the guys looking to get married. I mean, I guess we could tell stories about singles wards and such later, since this is just supposed to be our introduction episode.
Right.
So we're going to try to kind of follow a loose format here, I think. And because there's, to quote Lindsay Hansen Park, there are many different ways to Mormon. And I was a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is, I believe, to be the biggest, most common, what people think of when they say Mormon.
Yeah.
But we are going to open each podcast with what we're going to call our opening prophecy, which Diana bought a used copy. You bought a used copy,
I did.
Right? Okay.
Used.
We don't want to give this horrible human money.
No.
She bought Warren Jeff's prophecies. These all from when he was in prison?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are Warren Jeff's prison
Jesus
prophecies.
Christ's message to all nations.
Yeah, it's
thicker than I thought it would be.
It makes no sense.
No.
But we're going to open each podcast episode with something from this book because it hurts our brains and it's fun.
It's kind of English and it's kind of weird.
It's mostly weird.
So we'll just go with section 1, Revelation. Open word of God to all nations.
All nations.
So, revelation of the Lord Jesus Christ, Palestine, Texas. Prison. Thursday, August 2nd, 2012. Holy will of Son Amen, who reigneth over all order of the nation order on world now inhabiting all lands, even the Lord of all Jesus Christ, to be holy order government order soon upon world, and open order governing rule over all nation order I God speak pure truth of eternity. That's one sentence.
Okay, so I think he's like taking a note from Joseph Smith here and not punctuating.
Well, then there's punctuation, or somebody added it because they were like, I think there should be a pause.
Okay.
All shall rise from the death of the earthly order, flesh order, to stand before me, your God, in resurrection order. Each to be fully judged to know entire living order of own life in an holy view with me, nothing hidden.
Sure. Is someone watching me masturbate since nothing's hidden?
Well, such is my rule. Do no more sin at all. All shall suffer for own sin way, if not of truth order, repentance, full order. Amen. Now let all people be of holy way entire, for I cometh soon. Amen.
So do I.
Now learn truth, that my holy power searcheth through all things.
Searcheth.
Giveth light and holy order way living unto all living, holy order of world of thy inhabiting.
Oh God, please stop.
Yep. 6 verses, if you will, I think is enough.
Okay, well, basically what we've discovered is that Warren Jeffs is in fact a wackadoo.
He is either certifiably insane,
or he's trying to convince everyone he is.
Or he's speaking in some code, because...
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's not how you speak as a human.
Right.
I order of the order of God order. Like, what? Let's read a whole chapter and take a shot every time the word order comes up. Nope, dead.
Yeah, I was going to say we would die.
Because if he's trying to say prophecies that, like, me, an apostate, or whatever,
Well, he's probably not prophesying to us apostates.
Right, but just, like, shouldn't he be convincing me to join his way?
And technically, you're not an apostate because you were never a member.
Okay.
An apostate is someone who had the truth and turned away from it.
Okay. I
So
thought it was
you,
just
my friend,
sinners.
or just a sinner or a heathen.
Oh, I like being a heathen.
I would be categorized as an apostate.
Okay. Well, I'm cool with being a heathen.
Because categorizing people is such a kind thing to do. It's okay with me, though. I don't care.
Well, you know.
I live my life.
I like it. So, now that we've had our opening prophecy,
Okay.
I'm sure the people would love to know about your experience in the meat market.
The meat market, yes. I mean, we did legitimately joke about it being a meat market.
Like, while you were
Yeah.
in it? Okay.
Yeah.
So while you're in it, you know it's a meat
Oh,
market.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. There's no, I mean, yeah.
So you start going to singles at what age?
18 or graduating from high school. I went to singles, like, I think usually they want you to be 18 and graduated from high school.
Yeah.
I went to singles, like, literally from the time I was 18, although I was still in high school. One of the reasons was I worked at a Mormon-owned bed and breakfast, and so you have to clean bed and breakfast room. It was a large bed and breakfast. It was more like a small motel. I think it had like 15 rooms.
Okay.
So I was a housekeeper. So Sunday mornings, we had to clean rooms because people were checking in Sunday night. Like, it wasn't, you had to work on Sunday, which Mormons frown upon working on Sunday. But anyway, had to work on Sunday. I mean, there's something that it's unavoidable.
Yeah.
So I worked there, and the singles branch met at 1 in Coeur d'Alene, which was where this bed and breakfast was. So I would finish cleaning rooms about 12, throw on a dress, and get to church. And so that's why I started going to singles ward. I was 18, but I was still in high school. Well, I wasn't really in high school because I took all my classes at NIC my senior year.
So you were, but you weren't.
Yeah, I was technically a high school senior, but all my classes were at NIC.
Did you still have to go to seminary?
Yes.
At the high school?
Well, I was at the church building.
Oh, okay.
Well, and I was smart. Like, my college classes didn't start till like 9.
Smart for sure.
Because there's no way you could get from Post Falls to NIC in
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
In like the 20 minutes you could get to you could get to the high school real quick because that building's real close to the high school. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was my junior year that I hated seminary. Senior year was okay.
Okay.
Junior year of seminary was awful. That's a story for another episode.
Yeah, yeah.
So, started going singles ward at 18. The end of my senior year, I was dating a returned missionary.
Ooh, already returned.
Yeah, still don't know why my parents didn't have a problem with me being 18 dating a 22-year-old. Because I think he had to go on his mission a little later than, he didn't go right at 19. I think he had to have, he had a heart condition, so he had to have some sort of procedure before he could go on a mission. I think they had to put a stent in, if I recall. Anyway, not really important.
Oh, the details.
I don't know. I'm still alarmed. I mean, I was 18, so, I don't think my parents could have really stopped me from dating a 22-year-old, but I feel like had he not been a Mormon, they would have seriously objected.
Yeah, probably. You didn't get married at 18?
No.
Oh.
Praise Mormon Jesus. I'm really glad I didn't get married at 18. I don't think anyone should get married at 18.
Yeah.
It would have been... I feel like it would have been a painful experience.
Right. And looking back at how I was when I was 18, I was a shithead.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty mature for my age, I think.
But you're still
only 18.
Right.
There's still other experiences you should have before you get married and start popping out children. I mean, college. I didn't get a college degree, but anyway. I went to some college.
Which
probably wouldn't have happened if I'd
been married and popping out babies?
Yeah. He dumped me on the boardwalk.
Oh, that's the boardwalk one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's funny because, I didn't go to the senior all-nighter because I wanted to hang out with my boyfriend. And I think we'd only been dating, a month. Because he didn't go to senior prom with me. I think we started dating after prom, which was in the spring.
Yeah.
So I think we'd been dating about a month. And after graduation, we went for like a walk, and he's like, we're gonna go, he's like, I want to take you out for dinner tomorrow night. Like, we're gonna go, like, let's go to like Tomato Street or something. I was like, okay, like, that's cool, you know.
Yeah.
He picks me up. We go to Taco Bell in Coeur d'Alene, which is on the same street as Tomato Street. So it was really weird to me. I was like, well, this is kind of weird. And then he's like, well, like, what do you want to do? I was like, I don't know. We could go, like, walk the boardwalk or something. And he should have been like, well, you know, let's not. Like, if he was, because I'm pretty sure he knew he was going to dump me when he took me to fucking Taco Bell. Like, why didn't he just fucking dump me at Taco Bell? Or, like, I don't know.
I don't know what would be a better story, honestly. I mean, it's both pretty great, but...
Right. So we park at the bed and breakfast that I worked at and walk down to the boardwalk.
Uh-huh.
And we walk down to the end where there's benches and you can look out at the lake.
It's all romantic and pretty.
People get proposed to on the boardwalk.
Yeah.
Not Sally.
Not Sally.
Sally gets told something along the lines of, Sally, I've prayed about it, and so I'm thinking at this point, he's gonna get down on one knee and propose to me. No. I've prayed about it, and I don't think we should date anymore. What? You don't take someone to the most romantic place in town
to tell them
and
that
dump them.
You've prayed about it, and yeah.
And I mean, it might have been my idea to go to the boardwalk, but I feel like at that point he should have suggested something different.
Right.
Or just broke up with me right then and there, and I would have been like, okay, take me home.
Right. Instead of, let's go walk on the boardwalk, break up, awkward.
So then we had to walk back to his car.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I had it to do again, I would have called someone for a ride.
Yeah.
And I would have pushed him in the lake.
Should have.
He wasn't a very big guy. I probably could have done it.
Nice.
So, I mean, at the time, 18-year-old Sally was devastated.
Oh, yeah.
But I went to Mexico that next week, so it's fine.
Did you do anything debaucherous in Mexico, or?
I dirty danced with a guy from Utah that was also a Mormon.
Is this canoodling?
In Cancun.
Did we canoodle?
I mean, so the girls that were with me were younger. Because in Mexico, I mean, if anyone can go to a bar, let's face it. I mean, if you're not 8 years old, you can go to a bar in Mexico.
Right. They're not going to card you.
So it was Senior Frogs in Cancun. So it was like the end of the trip.
Yeah.
And like the girls I was with were a little younger and they were like a little like, so they kind of pulled me away from this guy so we didn't dirty dance too long. Like it was just, I mean, they were like, come on, let's go. I was like, oh yeah, my friends are going. I guess I'm going.
Yeah, well.
And they weren't really my friends. They were just girls from school that were a grade or two behind me that honestly, I can only remember one of their names. Our friend Aaron went on that trip to Mexico. Yeah. So one time I told Sean, I was like, me and Aaron went to Mexico together. And he looked at me, I'm like, with our Spanish teacher and like 3 other kids.
Oh yeah, because you lived on the same street.
Yeah.
I think Aaron actually has a podcast.
Does he?
I think so. I think he's been doing something for a while.
Probably. I think you're right.
I feel like it's everything people our age are doing.
Yeah. We think people care about our insignificant lives.
They should.
I mean, I think so. I mostly think we're pretty funny.
Right. Maybe not in this one because we're just trying to explain who we are and what we are. But, we have our moments. Future episodes will probably be drinking. Probably. I mean, it's hilarity.
It's okay to drink. It's afternoon. We could be drinking right now, but I left my booze at home. Because we tried apostate coffee this morning.
Yes, we had caffeine instead of alcohol.
Which is probably why I feel like I'm talking really fast.
I don't think you're talking really fast.
Okay.
I don't know.
Not as fast as the first time we tried to make a YouTube video.
Well, I've been making YouTube videos for like 1.5 years and you'd never done it before.
True.
So it's okay that you were talking fast.
Yeah. So that was my early singles ward experience, was getting dumped on the boardwalk.
Yeah.
And then, like, because our area does not have a lot of Mormons, because we're in North Idaho, it's not like Southern Idaho where everyone's a Mormon.
And we've got a fair blend of non-denominational Catholic, Mormons.
Yeah, there's a lot
everything here.
A lot of different varieties of Christians here. The thing is, so like he dumped me on the boardwalk, but I still see him at church every Sunday. And then he started, like, I've always become friends with like older people for the most part. At 18, the girls that were my age were silly and obnoxious.
Yeah.
And so I made friends with the older, more jaded, sarcastic people in the singles branch. So then the guy that dumped me on the boardwalk, he started dating one of my friend's younger sisters.
Oh, God.
I mean, she was old still. She was a little older than me. Like,
yeah, but still.
It was just that I had made friends with someone who was, you know, a little bit older than me.
But then he's dating your friend's sister. Just like, oh, good.
So it was really fun to go to, because this friend, her sisters lived with their parents. So it was real fun to go over to their parents' house for like, so this friend she had a son. And, she had left, like, she was a rebellious teenager, I guess we should say. So she had a son and was living with her parents, trying to get her life, you know, back together. And so it was really funny, like, when she had a birthday party for her son, I'd go, and then her sister's there with her. And so her sister and that guy got engaged, like, a month after they started dating. And that's when I realized that when Josh had prayed about, you know, us, he was asking if we should get married. I don't think you should be doing that after a month. Like, even as a Mormon, like, I wasn't okay with the people that got engaged after, like, a month.
Yeah. I mean, I struggle with the whole prayer and God telling you things in general, but when you're that young, is it really God telling you to get married, or is it your hormones telling you to get married so you can have whoopee and stuff?
It's probably your dick.
Right.
I mean, or your vagina, depending on,
the little factory wants to open.
Yeah.
For business.
Yeah. Because the wet dreams aren't enough anymore.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
But yeah, Singles Ward was a special place.
Yeah.
So, but it's so weird that the Mormon church, like, thinks that people, and, like, I think there's an attitude that getting married will fix, like, everything. Like, if you feel attracted to boys, marry a girl and then you'll be okay. And it's like, no. I mean, I think they've stepped away from that a little bit because it's not fair to the straight woman.
Yeah.
Or man. I mean, vice versa. It could go either way. I have a friend that happened to. She married a gay guy. Didn't know. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess some people might know and do it anyway.
Like, if that's what you have to do because that's what's right.
Right, yeah. But I think she got caught up in, and she wasn't, like, a close friend of mine, so I don't know for sure, but the gay man she married, his family was very well off. And so I think she got wrapped up in planning a fancy wedding reception and picking out bridesmaids' dresses, and I think she got wrapped up in that, and I think it was about 6 months later they were divorced.
Oh, God.
She's married to a really nice guy now.
Yeah.
So, you know, good for her.
Mm-hmm. Well, that psychological stuff is tough, and when you have a church that's, like, burying it.
Right.
Too. Like.
Right. And, I mean, I think, like, recently, like, I'm pretty sure within probably the last... Oh, I don't know, because that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was probably 13, 14 years ago. Because my mom has had conversations with me about the church and dealing with people with, well, they used to say same sex attraction. Now the church says same gender attraction. I swear if I have to hear the word same gender attraction, which I guess is more than one word. It's like 3.
Yeah.
Out of my mom's mouth, I might just smack her. Well, and, you know, of course they're suffering from it. Mormons think they're suffering.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, Mom, they are not suffering.
They're only suffering if they're
in the Mormon church.
In the church, or I think the Jehovah's are pretty similar on that stuff.
Yeah.
All of those. Any religion, really. We just say Mormon because that's what we have an expert on. I'm calling you an expert.
Oh, God. Okay.
Well, you know more than me.
I'll be an expert, I guess.
Up until we had these chats, I was just like, yeah, Joseph Smith was like, hey, Mormons. Nah.
Yeah.
I didn't know about hats and rocks and compasses and swords and angels, macaroni, and...
Yeah. Well, and I don't know. Like, I love my mother, but I think my mom had a bit of a traumatic childhood. I mean, I don't think she had, like, the worst kind of childhood, but I think she had a semi-traumatic childhood because my grandfather and my grandmother did not get along and stayed married until their kids were out of the house. So you raise children in a terrible environment because you guys hate each other. And I mean, I know my grandfather was not an easy man to live with. I also know my grandmother would not be an easy woman to live with. So,
yeah.
Like at my sister's wedding reception, my grandma wanted to, and this is where it gets random, people. My grandma was over talking to me, and my grandpa was talking to Sean, and this was honestly probably the first time I think since my mom got married that the two had been in the same room.
Oh, Lord.
And Grandpa was talking to Sean about something, and my grandpa was like, he was an active Mormon, like he was on the High Council and stuff where he lived, and he said shit or damn or hell. I don't know what he said. It wasn't, he didn't say fuck or bitch, but he said something, that would be considered a swear word. And my grandma, who's not a practicing Mormon, goes, will you remind your grandfather he is in a church? And she huffs off. So,
but he's the religious one, not her?
Yeah. Yeah, so she was, like, raised, like, Southern Baptist. So, like, she is not one to go to church by herself, and my step-grandpa, I don't think, is religious at all.
Yeah.
So anyway, but, like, she would go, like, when my great-grandma was alive, she would take my great-grandma to church, and things like that. But, yeah, she has that old-fashioned, respect for, She's a very proper woman, I guess we should say.
Of the Southern variety?
Yes.
Yeah, I understand that.
Wears pantyhose every day of her life.
Oh, Lord.
Think about wearing pantyhose in Oklahoma in July.
No. I can't think about wearing
like that
anything.
Causes a yeast infection.
That is how that starts.
Yeah.
Eczema, rashes.
So, like, my mom, I think, like, having been raised with parents who don't like each other, or at least in the years she remembers didn't like each other, I think she clung to the church for a sense of, like, normalcy and calm. And so my mom just jumps on board with anything the church says about anything.
Yeah.
Like, they changed visiting teaching and home teaching to ministering. I think we will see, this is my prediction for the future, I think we will eventually see Mormonism going the way of, like, the mega non-denominational churches.
Yeah.
Like, I think they will, like, slowly back away from the Book of Mormon being part of their doctrine. I think they'll try to be like, no, we're just a regular Christian church. I'm not 100% sure of this because there's a whole temple element.
Yeah.
That I don't know how... I mean, they've got to keep bringing in money, and they blackmail people with their families to get them to keep paying tithing. So I don't know that they'll completely go... But, like, they changed visiting teaching to ministering, which sounds more like a...
Yeah.
Non-denominational evangelical type term.
Yeah.
And so I go to my mom's house, and this is a woman who's done her visiting teaching probably since she was 18 years old.
Good Lord.
Goes and sees, well, have I told you what visiting teaching is?
I mean, I've known people that are Mormon and seen things on the refrigerator that says visiting teaching.
So, like, that's when you go and give, like, it's just to keep people in the church. You go and check on your assigned friends. Do
you bear your testimony?
I don't know that you would necessarily bear your testimony when you're visiting teaching, but you definitely give them a lesson, which is the same lesson out of the ensign that month that's been given to you. by your visiting teachers, and you maybe have a little discussion about it.
Okay.
You ask if, there's anything they need help with,
Is it like a chain thing? Like you get it and then you get it?
Yeah, it's like you have a companion.
Oh, good.
Which is just another lady that you're assigned. And you go talk to, and I think like when this started, like it started a long time ago when Mormon women didn't work. So it gave you something to do during the day. Mm-hmm. And also, I think it's a way to like keep track of people and make sure they're following the rules.
Yeah, I could see that.
But they changed it to ministering. Mm-hmm. And I saw it on my mom's calendar that she wrote ministering. So I think anytime the church changes terminology for something, my mom's like 100% on board.
Yeah.
Which is why she thinks that the LGBTQ community suffers from same-gender attraction.
Oh, they suffer.
I just want to hit her and be like, they're not suffering, Mom. They're having a great time.
Hopefully they're having a great time.
Have you ever hung out with the gays, Mom?
Oh, Lord. They're great.
No, she hasn't.
She hasn't.
Yeah.
Maybe she should.
Well, and my mom thinks that if you're not... My mom's a very black and white thinker. She thinks if you're not, like, in the church, you're, like, going to hell. She's a very... she, I think on some level recognizes that there's good humans outside of the church, but...
Yeah.
Then she feels bad for them because they're not going to get to be with their families forever.
Oh. Some of us would be okay with not being with our whole families forever.
Yeah.
Just throwing that one out there.
It's a real thing.
It's very real.
I mean, I love my family, but the thought of being in heaven and my grandma drawing a map of our heavenly mansion with what bed we're all going to sleep in. I don't want to deal with that. You didn't know about heavenly mansions? Diana's giving me a look.
I don't even know what to say right now. What the fuck? That's what I'm... What?
I mean, I think that's from the Bible, that the Lord's house has many mansions or something, and that's like heaven after we die. But if you're Mormon and you're sealed to your family, and then you're doing proxy work for the dead, so you're sealing all your so you're sealing your great-great-grandfather to your great-great-grandmother, so then everyone beneath them is sealed to them too. And my grandma is an organizer and thinks she needs to tell people what bed they're sleeping in. No, my dad's mom literally one time drew a map of her house and told us which bed we were sleeping in. Like we don't know how to find a bed when it's bedtime.
But you have to sleep in your assigned bed, right?
I'm pretty sure it fell apart because everyone has that one cousin like in Home Alone. That's the bedwetter. I mean, I can't say anything. I had a problem wetting the bed till I was like 11. But I still don't, once I was past that phase, I didn't want to sleep with the other bedwetter.
No. Nobody wants to share that bed.
No. We say these things in the name of cheese and rice. Ramen. And now for refreshments. So you did the opening prophecy, so I guess I should take care of the refreshments.
All right, here's a refreshment.
Oh, you gave me a kind of long one.
There's much longer ones.
That's true. This says, helpmate to the priesthood. Men in parentheses.
Men.
The place of importance that was assigned to the Women's Relief Society is really analogous to the place of mother in the home. The sacred, responsible status in each case was established by the Lord himself.
Oh.
In both callings, women are to stand side by side with the men who hold the priesthood. Even as a wife is a helpmate in the home, so the Relief Society, being an extension of the home, is a helpmate to the priesthood. Hugh B. Brown, and that's from December of 1961. The end.
So normally in the future, hopefully we have cool things like websites and all that. For now, I think podcasts have a description where I can have links to stuff if you want to go check it out.
Yeah, we'll put links in. And when I say we, I mean Diana.
Yeah, we're pretty hilarious on Instagram. So if anything, you should probably go follow us there.
Yes.
Basically, we just post a lot of memes. And they're great.
Yes.
And Sally's hashtag game is Aces. Did we even say our freaking names in the beginning of this?
I don't think we did.
Good God.
I mean, I think we said, our names throughout.
Yeah,
I'm Sally.
I'm Diana.
Sally's the ex-Mormon, post-Mormon, former Mormon.
Foreman.
The
foreman of the podcast.
The foreman of the podcast. I had no business being the foreman, by the way.
Well, you were Mormon, so now you're the foreman.
I'm the foreman.
I can't. I mean, if you want me to go join the church.
Oh, please don't.
And then leave the church.
No.
So I can also be the foreman, follow things and like things. And
did we say what our Instagram handle was? I think we did.
Yeah, and it'll be in the description.
Okay.
Links, I think, are a thing.
We did some YouTube videos for a while.
I think our YouTube is going to become more like funny videos and less talking about serious stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think podcasts are better suited for serious.
I think so.
We watch videos on this YouTube channel that's hard to find Mormon videos.
Yes.
And I get confused. But yeah, so follow and like and share and shit.
Yeah.
And if I give you an email address, you can send us topics. I don't know.
In the name of cheese and rice ramen.
Ramen.